Hello YouTube, it's Caro here from Camp Zero. Today we're going to, well, looks like maybe it's about the dog. Is it all about the dog, baby? Kiss. He doesn't want to do a shitty kiss. I'm going to hang on to him and make him squirm. Today, oh, get down. Today we're going to finish up the installation of the Corsair H60 Hydro Series CPU cooling system, water cooled or liquid cooled. I don't know if it's got water in there, I don't know if it's got coolant in there, I don't know what it's got in there, because I'm certainly not about to pull the hoses off and find out. So, hey, boy dog. So I don't think it'll take very long, but it probably will. Knowing me, I'll prattle on and crap on because I just love to have your company. Love having somebody to talk to, other than a dog that doesn't understand. Sit. Good boy. He does understand sit. You had to see that. That was funny. The ball. So where are we up to? This is actually a trailer because I've actually got the pump and system installed. So if you want to fast forward about 2 hours, you'll see this is what it's going to end up looking like at the end of the day. But I am putting this trailer on the beginning. It's not a trailer because it's an intro. An intro on the beginning of the video that shows how I installed this. And I've spread the installation of the pump and radiator and fan over a number of videos. I think it's about 3 videos now. And thinking back, I could probably have done the whole thing in one sitting. But because I've never done it before, I just wanted to do it bit by bit and stage by stage. So if I was really only just interested in showing you the pump and water and blah and liquid and shit, then I would have done it all in one sitting. But you know, I know you're here to check me out and to listen to what I've got to say, and little tips and hints and things and the way I troubleshoot. Is a good little skill set to pick up, so I'm not too worried. So I'm going to close off here. Goodbye, cut, bye. On with the installation, the final installation, the final stage of the installation of the Corsair H60 hydro cooling system, Hydro Series cooling system, and when we get to the end of this video, it's going to look like that. Okay, so I can tell you now it's going to work good, because there it is, it works. Enjoy this video. Thank you. I'm back. Hello. I don't know where I got to on the last video. I'll find out when I take it in for editing, but this is what I've ended up with. The motherboard is mounted in a fashion. Not too sure what I think of the whole thing. Now the motherboard is supposed to be an ATX form factor. The case is an ATX form factor. And I've got all my screws in, screw 1, screw 2, screw 3 right up the top there in the corner. That was difficult. That one there was difficult, right up there in the corner. There's a spot in the middle here somewhere which is just a buffer. It's not actually a screw, but you can replace that with a screw. I think the parts are in the case there. One down the bottom here. Now, on the motherboard, on this edge, you've got a screw, a screw, and a screw up there in the top corner. However, okay, here's the thing. and I'm a little bit pissed off. Not hugely. I'm keeping calm, but the case points are 10 millimeters outside the motherboard. So that's on the outside of the board, that's on the outside of the board, and that's on the outside of the board, which basically means, I'm just going to get in here and get cozy, this whole leading edge across the back here where you're plugging in your SATA drives, it's unsupported and it's pivoting over here. So all from here, you can see where I'm pointing with my finger, from here right across to here is just flapping in the breeze, having a nice old time. Well, I'm just going to take a deep breath because I don't know who's at fault. I don't know whether it's the case manufacturer, and I don't know whether it's the motherboard manufacturer. And I've had a beautiful shower of rain outside. I think I got as much rain in about 25 minutes as I've had the whole winter and spring so far. And we're up to the 11th of October already, and we're supposed to have been getting spring rain. Didn't happen anyhow, so that's out of whack, doesn't fit. I'm going to go with it because I want to get this finished, and so nice little case. It's got a fan there, room for another fan at the bottom coming in through the front, room for a fan right there which will be for my cooler, and up the top here is two vents. I think you can see that, for two more fans pulling hot air out. So the case is going to work, and I'm going to go with it because I've already wrecked it. I've already pulled it apart and scratched it and done silly things with it. So a bunch of cables there to the front panel. I'm going to shut off and just get my bearings a little bit, figure out where I'm going before I go too much further. But what I can do is mount the fan and radiator for my cooling system. So what you do is you go down here. I'm just going to check my camera angle. Just bear with me. Check 1, 2. I'll probably come around here. Try that. Well, that's probably going to have to do. But the important thing is I'm still here. Hello. And this, the pump and the radiator are about to go in. Now what I'll do is I'll just lay him over there and lay this on top of the things there so it's not touching anything. I need this component, which you may or may not be able to see because everything's black. Just go there. I've got a bag here. Open the bag. Okay. That's the fan. So I need to go back to my little bowl of screws and pick out the ones that I know I'm going to need. I didn't put them back in a bag, so it's not that, it's not that. What happens is this long black screw from Corsair H60 power supply, little bag of them in there. But what it's important to do, to put my glasses on and make myself look like a geek, is that somewhere around the edge of this case are going to be two little arrows. And of course they're right where the power lead comes out. One arrow points in the direction that the wind, the air, is going to go, which is that direction, and the other arrow points in the direction which the fan is going to go, which is that direction. So the big two-colour logo here is the direction that the air is going to go, and in this case we want the air to come from the outside of the computer to the inside, because we want cool air coming in to the computer. That's what we're doing. So I don't mean to be too simplistic or sound like I'm being patronising or condescending or talking down to anyone, but you need to get this shit right. So basically what you do is you put your fan in position with a black screw. It goes through, and he's just popped out the other side there. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple more screws in, because gravity seems to want to sit there. A little bit tricky, not too tricky, nothing I can't handle. So that's that, that's that, so there's two of them. And by that stage the fan should be nicely seated. Now this bit, he goes there's a screw hole somewhere. There it is. I get my screwdriver, the first tool I've used on this complete entire build. I sounded proud of that. Just screw him up finger tight, just until he grabs. It's not yet. There we go. I just do it up tight enough so that it all sits there, because you're going to have to move it around and juggle it and get it all in place. Here we go. That's two. I know I'm going to cut this out of the edit in the end, but whatever. Okay, that's 3. So you'd expect number 4 to be exactly where it's supposed to be, seeing as how everything else has seated itself in. So let's just do that very quickly. Alright, I'll tell you what. Just so you can watch me work. I was doing that in the dark, wasn't I? So, straight through, straight into the radiator. Alright, now everything's pulled against the grill here. When you're tightening things on a computer, if you can imagine that 100% is enough tightening to snap a screw or to snap a piece of PCB board or fibre or something like that, and 0 is only the amount of pressure to hold it there, but it still flaps around. When you're tightening screws, never go above 15%. Okay? You don't need to, there's no point. And to avoid snapping anything, just get them up, just touch them up a bit. Don't go screwing the fuck out of them, because that's not what we're about here. So that's in place. Have a look. Okay, and now what happens is this part, I'll get the cable out of the way. This part flops around. The logo, you probably can't see it, but Corsair is up right there. So it has to swing around and go back onto there where I put those mounting things in. First thing I'll do though is take this plastic cover off. Okay, now you'll see there's already thermal paste applied to the surface of it. That'll be sitting hard against the CPU, so this part needs to be really slick. So what I'll do, I'll go down there, I'll go there. All I'm going to need right now are my thumb screws, 4 of them. Okay, and my little mounting thing. Okay, watch. You with me? Are you really with me? Watch. Okay, here we go. Hello, kitten. This goes over the top of that. Okay, the whole thing swings around. And goes over the top of these lugs. One. One. Okay. Looks like there's a fair bit of pressure here. So what I'll do is I'll take a screw and get one of them in place. Oh, look. No. What the problem is I don't have any downward pressure. So I don't know whether you can see this, but it's not all about that. But I'm going to have to lay it on its back or on its side. I will just check the camera angle. Yeah, we might be able to get away with that. What are we doing? We're going in there. Alright, let's have a shot. I need to be able to push down. So this comes around. That goes away. The bracket goes over the top of the pump. Like that. Now let's put it over some screws. 1, 2. So I'll hold that side down. Nothing works. Let's get a bolt on it like that. Okay, that one. 3 to go. Two. Anyhow, I think you get the picture. I just put 2 more thumb screws in and that worked, so that's good. This is what we ended up with, which is our, how are we going up there, can you see us? It's all about Kero. Got our motherboard put in place. I'm possibly going to do something with this edge, although it doesn't seem to move around very much, so I might be just happy with 2 rows of screws, 1 row there and 1 row obviously there. Most of your activity is going to happen over here on the output panel, so that's perfectly mounted. Got our little cooling system in, so that's the end of that, and or the beginning of it maybe. I've also plugged the cable in. I plugged it into a fan header up the top of the machine there, and the actual fan here I plugged into a fan header which happens to be right there beside it. Fantastic. There's a couple more fan headers. There's one there, there's one down there, so I can easily run the case fans off of that. That's good. I'm pretty happy with it, you know. It's I feel like I've reached the cusp, and I've just gone over the cusp. So it's no longer I think I can, you know. It comes to the point where you say, I know I can. And then the next point down the road is I did, it worked. So we're going to get to that point, no doubt at all. I just need to untie these cables and start to run them, but that'll be the next video. For now, it's Kero from Camp Zero, southeast Queensland, Eastern Downs. I'll say goodbye, and hopefully see you very, very shortly on the next video. It's always a lot of fun. The dog's name is Bono, the cat's name is Jaco, and look forward to your company to finish this build and fire the baby up and make some noise. Thank you. Bye.